Welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself, a podcast where we explore the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. Join Charlie Perry and Marvin Speller when life's unexpected twists and turns come our way. It's easy to lose ourselves in the process, but what if losing ourselves is exactly what we need to find our true selves? Join us as we dive into the depths of human experience, sharing stories, insights, and conversations that will challenge, inspire, and maybe even help you find your way again. Sometimes you have to lose yourself. Let's get started.
So podcast. I'm Charlie Perry, along with Coach M100. Man, this dude is positive, positive, positive. He's got his he's got his game face. He's got his wings ready. He's ready to fly during this podcast today. And I truly, am happy to be here like every week.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
what's going on, Coach?
A couple of things. I'm really happy to be here, and I'll give a love to the world, right?
Yeah,
Give love to the world,
why not?
yeah, and love to my significant other, right? So,
Cool, cool.
um, my mom's birthday was last week. She turned
Happy-
80, and I told her about what you said, man. I appreciate that, brother.
Oh, thank you. You definitely have a blessing in your mom, and she definitely birthed a blessing in Marvin, and I truly like what she has done to mold you, and especially got to give you credit too for being the man that you are.
Thank you,
Um,
brother. I appreciate that.
Glad you got to enjoy some time with mom and enjoy and celebrate that birthday of hers. 80 is a long time.
80 is the second longest that anyone in my family has ever lived.
Hmm.
So that's huge, right?
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
that out of the way. I mean, she's not feeling her best right now, as you know about, but we stay hopeful, and I'm glad we were there. And I got to tell you, I got to give a shout out to Alessandra. She,
Hmm.
she put together this gift box, and my mother was extremely ecstatic about it. So everything went well. I'm glad she was with me, and it was a great weekend, man. It was a great time just to be around and celebrate my mom and just be out there. It was amazing. So
Yeah, that I'm glad that you were able to share those pictures and give her that quality time. And sometimes we just we need to do those things. Those, taking a ride to go see someone, taking a ride to go spend some time with someone. And just use that. I mean, just put that in its place
right,
compared to some other things like going to maybe a restaurant or an outing or something like that. Just go and spend some time with someone. Just talk to someone.
yep. And
And
yeah, that's what we talk about all the time. Use your time wisely. And you know what? This was, you don't put anything off. This is what I learned,
yeah,
especially over the past 3, 4 years. Um, I remember growing up, and we would always go to my grandmother's house for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Memorial Day.
hmm
We have these big feasts, right? Everyone's there eating, enjoying themselves. And always at the end, or when we stop by, me and my mom or my dad,
hmm
my grandma would always come to the porch and say goodbye. And we would wave all the way down as we're driving away. And you're thinking, this is going to last forever.
yeah,
right? So don't put anything off. Go enjoy your life. And so that was like one of my biggest learning lessons as I became an adult, got older.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say enjoy yourself. That's what I
Yeah,
plan to do all the time, man. All the
that's
time.
right. It
So
makes if you could do it for yourself, that's more than half the battle. It's
yep.
majority of the battle because some people just don't do it for themselves.
You gotta do it for yourself, man. You have to enjoy yourself. And you know what? You ever read that book, How Full Is Your Bucket?
No.
You gotta get that book, man.
Mm,
Because really the point of the book is when you fill your own bucket, you have more to give away.
wow.
So it's like that book, first break all the rules, now discover your strengths. You ever read that book?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's a great book as too because it really goes into what your strengths are, which you probably
Um.
already know, right? But the the Strengths Finders is amazing because it helps you discover all the intricacies about you that make all the difference in the world. So
Mhm.
I would strongly recommend get that book. And those who are out there in the listening audience, get that book. You could always start with How Full Is Your Bucket? That book is incredible. I remember when I was in corporate America, I got that book for my team to read, and we
Mhm.
discussed it over several meetings, really just to try to give people some ins and outs, some nuggets to help them out. And it kind of goes back to what we do every week, right?
Yep.
What we do every week is give people nuggets to help them, right? Hey, Heather, how are you? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. Hey, Heather. Katrina, I see you out there in the comment section. Thank you. I truly appreciate you. She says, "Good evening, guys," and she also said, "You can't pour from an empty cup," and I
Never,
totally agree.
ever, ever can you pour from an empty cup. And you know what? What happens when you try to pour from an empty cup? I'll let you speak on that, Katrina. But I will say, when you pour from an empty cup, it's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for
Hmm.
the person you're trying to pour it from. I mean,
Exactly.
you're pouring into.
Great comment. Great comment. Um, the See, that's what we do here. We're just sharing some nuggets, as Marvin said, as Coach said, sharing those nuggets for you in every single week. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do for
Oh,
you.
you caught me, Marvin.
I did. I said,
I caught
Coach.
that, man.
I corrected myself.
When I'm on this show, I got my alter ego.
Yeah, that's right. And so coaches is full of so much information, and we try to bring those life skills, those experiences, to the platform, to the podcast, to pass it on because sometimes all everyone kind of all they are is glued into social media, right? And so what we try to do is if you're going to listen to us like you all do every single week, it's very important that we put out something that you can absorb like a sponge, even if it's bits and pieces, it could be the first part of the show, the second part of the show, or anything in the middle. We want you to absorb something that's beneficial to you. And that's what we do here. So um, today we're going to talk about and we're going to talk about a few things. And one of the things that I like to talk about today, whether it's a few moments or but I want to at least be the icebreaker. I want to Coach was the icebreaker right now. That was a great start to this podcast. So I just want to things we're going to talk about is the things you need or want, and what are your necessities? What are your necessities in life, right? And what do you want? Um, Sometimes people want things, but they don't necessarily need it, right? And sometimes it takes the place of something that you need, that's very essential. So
Or
I want
this,
people
remember
to
this.
understand.
Sometimes they may need something and want something
Hmm.
and don't
Yep.
either know how to ask or don't know if they need it, right?
True. True. And there's an old Portuguese man around the corner from me owns a store. His family is wonderful, but he always, every time I go in the store and I said, "Do you have this?" And he says, "Yeah." I said, "Wow, I didn't think you had that." He says, "All you have to do is ask." And I could say yes or no, or you never know. I may be able to get it for you. And you know what? He's never let me down in at least 30 years. He's never let me down. If
30
there
years?
was
Wow.
if there's something I needed, he definitely was able to get it, or at least tell me come back tomorrow or the next day and I'll have it for you. So
What kind of store is it?
it's a butcher shop,
Okay.
convenience store. Yeah, butcher shop, convenience
So,
store, and let's just say if there's something that needs to be sold and he sees it and he thinks it's going to be beneficial to his customers, he's definitely going to buy it.
so you're Cape Verdean, so I'm sure
Yeah.
you asked him about linguiça, right?
Oh, he makes his own, and it's amazing. It's I like I make kale soup all the time, right?
Okay.
And so I would get the store brand the store brand linguiça
Hmm.
or tradisa, and I would get it, and then you know what? To add a little spice to it, I get the butcher shop's linguiça or tradisa, only because it has that kick in it. And if I
Wow.
just add a little bit of it, man, the seasoning goes all through the kale soup. It's
I'm
amazing.
sure it's great. I don't do pork, as you know.
Well, I guess what? If anyone gives you any, just send it my way. Right? Just send it my way.
I will, brother. I
Um,
will, sure.
and you don't get tempted, with a BLT in front of your face or
Nope.
barbecue. No,
No, I got a high level of discipline, man.
I get it. I get it. Um,
But you know what I'll get? I'll get some beef bacon.
yeah, yep.
Really want a BLT? I'll get a beef bacon.
Okay, sounds good.
But you know what?
Yeah.
There's a problem there with that.
What's that?
I don't eat tomatoes.
You don't.
No,
Hey,
I don't.
that's one of the most essential. That's the most one of the most beneficial fruits. And I'm not gonna call it a vegetable because it is what it is.
Right.
Fruits, especially for men.
Well, it may be. That's why I'll do ketchup or I'll do tomato sauce.
Yeah, good.
So I'll meet you somewhere there with that.
Yeah, yep. But so let's start with some examples about wanting something, right? Um, Sometimes, for me, I could be on Amazon, right, and just order things.
Right.
Do I truly need it? But I'm ordering it, and then later on, a couple of days ago, I said, "Damn, man, I truly should have sat back and I should have waited a couple of weeks before I ordered some of those things on that shopping list in Amazon, right?"
Right.
But I did it, and then now I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" So it's crazy. So that's what abundance of things in people's lives is. There's material things, things that we want, but do we truly need them? You know. Um, Let me see. I'm just looking at some questions. So go ahead, Marvin. Talk for a few moments if you can. I'm just reading some.
Okay. Well, we'll. I think about as we were talking about before. I think about what we do all the time is give people nuggets or just some things we talk about are things people probably never heard about, or they may have glanced that at some point and they wanted to know more about. That's where we've always gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when we were talking about love, I wanted to bring out sacred feminine and sacred masculine
Mm-hmm.
because these are terms that people glance upon, and a lot of times you'll hear about them from a what's being brought out there is not it's not actual fact. some people would say like sacred feminine, um, or divine. They'll say divine masculine or divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. It's sacred. And I pulled this information from sources that I've had years ago. And so we wanted to kind of do that to really give people the nuts and bolts and depth of just how those two powerful energies interact with one another, and really just put that out there and not just be surface. Well, love is this and love is that. We wanted to put some context behind it. And that's everything we do. I think about we first started, I was like, man, I'm ready to get back at this. I'm ready to, and this was even before I came out with the book.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we can just go and talk. I wanted to share my story with people, so hopefully people will come forward and be okay with sharing and understand when you're going through grief. Vulnerability is a part of the game. You're in a different game now. When you lose someone close to you, you're in a different game of life. And with that new game of life, vulnerability can be a part of that. And I wanted to share all of that experience. It's like what I went through, how it feels, and what it looks like, the good, bad, and the ugly. And so that's kind of what we do all the time, Charlie.
Yeah. The first and foremost, Heather, and nice to see and hear from you. I truly, truly like when you come on and join us, listening, and that's for everybody on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Truly, truly appreciate you. Craziest thing is, right, Marvin, how long have you? It's been a while since you introduced me to Heather, right?
Right.
And here we are, only just a few short miles away from each other, and her and I still haven't met.
Seriously? Oh man. Wow.
People are so busy, and but I
People.
definitely gotta lock down that coffee hour for her and I.
Yeah, people are busy, and sometimes you just have to just make the time. And I know we all got a lot going on. I know, Heather, you had a lot going on, and I hope that's you're starting to see some daylight with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So it's one of the things that she's been able to do is get those impulses away, and stay away from the impulses when you're trying to purchase or get things, and it doesn't necessarily mean purchasing. You may have an impulse that leads you
right.
away from essential things like family and so on and so forth.
Like this microphone I have right
Mhm.
here,
Yep.
I got that on Amazon.
Hmm.
Some of my lights.
Yep.
Um, I haven't, like, last time I purchased on Amazon, I ordered herbs.
Okay.
So I haven't ordered from, but I do. I mean, it's there for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's there to catch people when they need something. Here you go. I'm here for you. That's
Yeah.
what Amazon is.
Amazon. It's like an end cap at a store, right? You put an end cap in there, so when you're going to pay for your groceries or your items, an end cap is to entice you to buy something more.
Right. Heather made a comment. I'll read it.
Go ahead.
I have come to a point. I put stuff in my cart out of impulse, then I go back and review and ask myself, do I truly need this stuff? And I delete more than half of it.
Hmm. Yeah. And that's some of the things that I truly um been doing and need to do. And but I bring up this topic, as an icebreaker in a conversation, and I think when it comes to subject matter, you and I have we can probably come up with so many things relatively easy.
Right.
And I truly wanted to just mention this, and I didn't. I didn't care how long it lasted. I just wanted to call and make people think about some of the things that they're doing. Just previously, we had a podcast with a local politician, Ed Pacheco, and when he talked about all the pressures that society is going through, and whether it's high utility bills and all the different things that are going on. Um, and so we really have to understand and try to be real responsible when it comes to money and finances, and go from there. Older woman, was has owned her house for 40 years, and no mortgage, just the taxes, water bill, and so on and so forth. But you know what? She's struggling a little bit just to pay the utilities to keep things going on in the house, and that's a shame because she owned the biggest investment in her life, and that's her home, and now it's struggling to keep it going. So, um, all right. So, one thing I would like you to do is let's talk about a few things with your cards. You bring your cards out today, Marvin,
You know it. You know it.
because I know that always leads to a great conversation.
Okay, so you ready to pull them out?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. And I'll ask Heather, are you able to speak?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes, my friend Heather.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry I haven't been around for the last few weeks. I've had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm here now and I appreciate this podcast. I love you guys to pieces.
I love you too.
Um,
That's why I reached out and sent you there because I was like, love.
you send it to me every week.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay. Listen, to us.
As
I
life.
hope I hope you're starting to feel or see some daylight with that.
Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
Slow, slow progress, but getting there. So,
Slow and steady wins the race.
yes. Um,
see
I
Heather.
ask God's good grace every day.
Right.
Mm,
Imagine that, right? And imagine if we took that same grace we're asking for ourselves, right? Okay, so these cards, as I mentioned before, these are the affirmation cards that I got from my school when I was
hmm
there for my last two certifications, mastery and transformational coaching. And I love these cards. They kind of sit on my desk forever, but we get to use them now. All right, so everybody's got 2 minutes, two
Okay.
minutes each topic. Okay, so Heather, we'll start with you.
Okay.
All right, the affirmation is there are no limits to what I can achieve. The food for thought, what accomplishments are you most proud of and why?
So, the biggest accomplishment I have recently is going through an additional NLP, which is certification
Mm,
for.
Okay,
I'm really working on that, working on hypnotherapy.
okay.
Um, so, going forward, when I do get my life coach off the ground,
Mm-hmm.
I can have that additional resource to help the people that I'm working with. Um, just trying to put all my stuff in a row so that I can be the best life coach to the people out there for
Okay,
various reasons of what they need.
okay, fantastic. Charlie, you want to tackle that?
yeah. One of the
Accomplishments are you most proud of and why?
um the thing I'm most proud of right now, short term, It was the just getting away from one job to go to a next, better job, more opportunities,
That's great.
financially a great job for me. Um, but I kind of just, I got kind of stuck and maybe just satisfied of what I was doing. And there's no regrets, but I also had to think about some things. And so just making that move to interview for something else. And
Okay.
Congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations,
thank
bro.
you. So that was something that I like, and every day I'm enjoying it. So
You're
um,
growing.
yes, 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 yes.
That's great. That's great.
Um, I want to mention about Katrina Gay. She was on it, but she just wrote a book, has a book out there, and just highly want to recommend that everyone check it out. Just put in that name in Amazon, Katrina Gay. She's in the comment section. And please
What
check out her books.
what's the name of her book?
It's a vegetarian soup, I believe it is, but it's different
I will be
recipes and
buying
different
that.
things. She really, really goes all out. This is, I believe, the second book, and it's amazing. So, but
That's great.
Coach, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let's start with let's end with your what was your accomplishment?
Oh man, I've got so many. And, the one that sticks out in my mind have to be being a published author.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I think about how proud I made my mother,
Mm,
Amen.
and
yes.
she was just right there sharing with all her friends. She's got a ton of them. Hey, get his book. I read it. Get his book. So I was like, I was grateful for it because I highlighted her in the book as well. And I think about some people say there's nothing wrong with being a mama's boy.
No.
Nope.
Doesn't mean you're weak or meek. Just means that you love your mother.
That's
That's
And
true.
right.
I love my mother so much. And I think about there was this story I kept out of the book where my mother, um, as being a single mom,
Mm-hmm.
she sold her car to buy diapers for me.
Wow.
Oh,
So and I think about how she's always given. And you know what? Here's the thing. She was a nurse for 50 some years. She gave to so many people. I think about how much she gave to the family. And, she's not in the best health right now. And we're hoping and praying that, you know, she gets better.
Yes.
And
Amen. Amen.
I think about she's always willing to give, just give of herself to others. I mean, she worked in a she worked in several soup kitchens
mm.
as she started getting advanced in age to help people. And I think about you talking about my hero, and for
Mm,
her to be able to see me accomplish that, that's huge, my brother.
yeah.
That's huge, Heather.
Hey, Marvin,
Yes.
I have a recommendation.
Okay.
Because you wrote such a beautiful book about grief,
Hmm.
maybe your next book can be about a tribute to your mom.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I am starting to work on my second book and the format around that. And I will definitely add a decent amount
Because
to
I
that.
think a lot of men would lean into that book of
Right.
being a mama's boy. But there's so many moms out there who have sacrificed so much, me
Right.
being one of them,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
that
Yep.
I think a lot of men would lean into that.
Thank you for that. And that could be another book. Before I do my last book, well, not my last book, my book that's going to talk about the onward phase of grief, right?
Mhm.
So that could be something in between that ties people over, and it could be titled "A Mama's Boy."
Yeah, I
That's
was.
simple.
That's what came to me right now.
Yeah,
Mama's boy.
a mama's boy. And it's, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going out here and highlighting women again. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And this is why, in my opinion, the planet's so off. We forgot the value of what women are. And I got to tell you, from what I've researched and what I've discovered, women hold the key to this planet.
Mhm.
And one of the things, I'll throw something controversial out there. Women were the first on this planet, not us, Charlie. So it's proven fact on that. You can prove that from the mitochondrial DNA.
Hmm.
That
And
the first.
Women sacrifice on a different level. And I'm not discounting men because there are a lot of men out there who sacrifice as well. There's some
Yeah, it's true.
amazing fathers, and
Yeah,
there are
there are.
some,
They are. They truly are.
but
Yeah. Thank you
those
for that.
women who, myself included, I would go weeks without eating to feed my son.
Yeah, and that's pretty amazing. Do you think guys would do that? Honestly,
Probably not. Not in my
they don't.
experience.
They don't have the capabilities to do that. And so let's just pull the curtain back here. There are
Mhm.
capabilities that women have. There are capabilities that men have. They're two separate beings per
Yeah.
se.
And I
So,
think that just comes from the natural part of the woman carries the child. You know,
there is a higher level of care and
yes.
concern that comes from women than men. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
so
No.
Nothing. So
But
that's true.
there's a lot of great men out there. I don't want to discount that. There's
Oh,
some
you're not. You're not.
no,
amazing
no.
fathers.
Yeah. There's
You
also a
know,
lot of crappy ones too.
Yeah.
So
and there's
it's
a
just
lot of crappy mothers too. So,
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to Kevin Perry, my brother, and Nathan Victor, two great men, coming
What's up,
on and
Kevin?
joining us.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nathan. Thank you all for joining us. We're having some great conversations as always today. So thank you for joining. And next time, bring a friend.
Mhm.
So, okay.
Wait,
Uh,
Marvin, he said Lucy is the oldest skeleton remains found in Africa.
that doesn't mean that was the first one. Remember, Lucy is a skeleton based on a specific type of being, but there were other types that were here before then. And there was also really, I don't know, I don't really want to go in depth with this, but yeah, Lucy was just one type of being. And if you look into, like, you talk about Lucy time, you're talking about genus Homo, right? To
Hmm.
Homo sapiens, right? You talk about that space in between that, what happened? And that's the part that they don't talk about because there's a reason behind it. They don't want to talk about it. But
Yeah.
when you talk about Lucy, which is genus Homo, to Homo sapiens, there's a period in time that how was there that evolution? And if you talk about evolution going from genus Homo to Homo sapiens, aren't we still evolving?
Yeah.
And then what caused us to evolve from genus Homo to Homo sapiens? And that answer is out there. Maybe that'll be for a topic for another podcast,
Yeah.
which
Well,
which we can go in deep about.
yeah.
Um, let's see. I got two more.
Okay.
Um, and before that, I asked Charmaine to send me something, and we'll talk about this after we go through these two. And this is a question for everybody. Now ask her to send this to me. What prevents a person from moving forward in a positive direction to improve their health? And then, yeah, we'll start with that. But before that, I'm going to ask you all this question. And Heather, first, 2 minutes. What negative thoughts are you ready to let go of, and how would your life improve as a result?
Um,
So, what
Go
I
ahead,
need
Heather.
to let go of is prior programming from childhood,
Hmm.
because I think a lot of what we go through as adults is the programming that we had as children. You know, whether it's on a religious aspect or the rights or wrongs of life. Um, I think a lot of that is ingrained in our brain from a young age, and we carry it forward. And you know, it we have to let it go. We
Right.
have to let let the demon on our backs go.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Okay.
believe, in my own personal opinion, a lot of what our ancestors did follows us through life,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a way to heal that.
It is.
You can cut that tie, you can cut that umbilical cord, and ask for healing for yourself and for your ancestors and anybody prior who did wrong. Because I am a firm believer of, and I don't want to bring religion into it, but the Bible does speak of the sins of the father will be bestowed upon the children.
Right.
So we have to break it.
That's great. I love that you say that, and I can't wait to I explain what I'm thinking. And I was told by somebody very important, what you believe controls you. And it really
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
does. And that statement hit it right on the head, Heather. So thank you so much. Mr. Charlie.
Well, I think that just a lack of education of when it comes health wise, that we some things that we absorb and consume is we may think is no big deal. Things are no big deal, and we're talking about health, right, Marvin, Coach?
No, we're talking about the question I threw out to Heather. What negative thoughts are you ready to let go of, and how would your life improve as a result?
Um, well, I think we talked about this before, and I think that I would take on negative thoughts or negative things just for the sake of not an argument, but a conversation. And I think that taking them on is something by choice, So I will take on some of those things, that come my way negatively, just to try to agree or disagree, but just to give my perspective, to leave something, a mark or on a person or someone that I'm talking to. But negative images or negative things that come my way, I can so swiftly walk away from anything almost quickly. It doesn't bother me, but sometimes I like to absorb that a little bit.
Hmm. Wow.
And some people do take my kindness for a weakness, but I'm ready sometimes and to absorb or take on whatever I can. But negative things really, truly can't affect me because I'm stubborn enough to just walk away.
I don't see you as a stubborn type of person, my brother.
I don't either.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could. Well, motivated. I'm motivated to go in certain directions or opposite directions. It doesn't. It doesn't need a push. I don't need a push. Personally, to go in any kind of direction. You know, I could shut someone off, being family or friends. When it comes to negativity, you know, I can just, all right, I'm not saying nothing. I'm walking away,
Right.
and truly, not, it won't affect me. I guess, you know, you, okay, I can just move on. I do it so much. I do it like, if someone's negative to me, and it could be homework or whatever, you can be that way. I'm a certain type of person. I'm a people person. I like talking to people. I like doing things. And if you know, guy at work, old timer, says, "Good mornings are free," and they're free. Good morning. How you doing? What's going on? They're free. You
Right.
know, and if you choose not to do that and respond in a courteous way, then so be it. I'll move on.
Right.
For every 10 good mornings or hellos I don't get, guess what? I'm getting 100 more in my direction.
That
So,
makes sense.
Bella says taking kindness for weakness is the key. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one perspective, right?
yeah.
I think I will expound on it before I.
And maybe I didn't answer it properly, but I did bring up some good points here.
Well, Charlie, you're out of time, brother.
All right,
You only had 2 minutes, brother.
listen, I'll end this stream right now, sir.
You know, I gotta have fun, man. Come on.
Yeah, go
But
ahead,
go ahead.
man.
Please go ahead, man.
No, I'm only joking. Go ahead, man. I'm ready for you. Go
No,
ahead, Coach.
I was gonna answer taking kindness for weakness. It's true, but it's kind of like that is true on so many levels. Kindness for weakness,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it's challenging to sometimes maneuver around that.
Yeah.
A
And
lot
then,
of people take kindness for weakness, but what they don't realize is it's our responsibility as those kind people to set those boundaries.
yep, you're right. That's what I was
We
talking
can
about.
only be taken advantage of to a certain degree.
Hmm.
Right. No, that's a great point. That's exactly what I was thinking. Setting the boundaries and being firm with those, and
Hmm.
especially when it comes to kindness, right? I
Hmm.
would prefer to approach people that way.
Yeah.
I would
So,
definitely prefer to, but I always say, "Mama ain't raised no chump."
hmm,
That,
Yep.
that's probably the Baltimore in me, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
So don't
Well, the
confuse the
the
two.
the mass way of that is Mama didn't raise no fool.
Right,
Hmm.
So,
right.
Yeah.
like, no.
So I think with negative thought, I would say sometimes it may creep in the cracks where something will come up and it'll weigh on my conscience. Like, and I'm like, you know what? That doesn't matter. Or it could be something like it's like when I'm let down by something I really, really, really wanted, and understand sometimes that one door that doesn't open means there's 20 more that's coming. And what weighs in that is patience, patience, patience and faith. So I would say that that's my one thing I would want to get rid of.
Can I
Um,
just say one thing to
please.
piggyback on what you're saying?
Hmm.
What you both are saying is I look at life like the Amazon cart at this point,
Hmm.
Right.
right?
Hmm.
You put stuff into your cart and okay, you shuffle it all in and then you review it.
Right.
Whether it's people and situations, but we have that control. We
We do.
have the control of what we pick and choose to what we're going to work on, what's our priority, who we're going to help. So I look at my Amazon cart like I look at life.
Hmm.
What's the priority? Who needs the most help? And do I really need this? Do I really need this in my life? No.
That's a great point. All right, I'm gonna let's do this. We have 2 minutes each, and then we'll have 2 minutes to wrap up. So let's for you all the way in. You got like a minute each, however you want to do this, right? So you got a minute each to talk about what Charmaine threw out to the group. Um, and then, what's one thing you would never change about yourself? So, so you can answer that, and then what prevents a person from moving forward in a positive direction to improve their health? So, all right, Heather, let's go.
So, one thing I would never change is my passion.
Okay.
My passion for love, my passion for people, my passion to make this world a better place before I leave it. I would never change that.
Okay.
What prevents people from moving in a positive direction,
Yeah.
I think, is
Mm-hmm.
their past beliefs, their
Yep.
programming.
Yep. They're programming. Yep.
They
Okay.
need to heal the programming to move forward.
Yeah. Get rid of that programming. That's a great point. Get rid of that programming because what you believed before when it comes to your health, majority of the time is a lie.
Hmm.
So you get to change that. You get to change everything you listen to. I mean, we call them counter intentions, right? You get to
Hmm.
revamp that so quickly.
Yeah.
We shared on this podcast once the EFT. That's one way to get rid of all your counter intentions. And guess what? We all got them. We could
Hmm.
get rid of them quickly by doing EFTs. So, all right, Charlie, 2 minutes, brother.
Um, well, pretty much like Heather said, but one thing I wouldn't change is my loyalty for my family, even if even when it becomes, even when it becomes a one-way street. Really stay committed. And uh, so that's one thing I wouldn't change because I do it with everybody that's attached to my family tree. And as far as health reasons, I think that people just mm, they won't listen, and maybe it's pretty much like you guys said. They can't break away from the habits, you know, there's a lot of things that really causes a lot of things as far as weight gain, clogged arteries, so on and so forth. But it's there's a lot of things that are not routine diets that we won't get away from.
Right.
So and you've talked about it numerous times. And Mama Vader and so on. So but yeah, um that's it. That's my final answer there, brother.
Okay. Um, what's one thing I would never change about myself? Um, one thing, if there was one thing, it would be, man, my reliability.
Hmm.
I'm gonna do what I say. I'm gonna mean what I say, and I'll be there. That's one thing I would never change. I mean, I could think about 10 attributes, right? But I definitely wouldn't change that about me. I think that's what makes me unique.
Yeah.
And I think about what Mama Vega sent. I think it's like Heather says, the counter intentions. Because we could sit up here all day and talk about health, right?
Hmm.
And most people either turn it off or tune it out. And even when we have Mama Vega on, try to bring on a special guest. We even brought a doctor on here, Dr. Tirza. And, you know, those things are important, right? And sometimes we don't take it seriously until something catastrophic hits.
Yes.
That's just common, right?
Yep.
It's common. So
It's human nature.
yeah, it's human nature. I'm not going to try to be on to beat people up. Just a reflection point.
Until it hits us personally, we can scroll through Facebook and see all these tragedies and feel bad.
Right.
But until it hits home, people don't truly identify. But when it hits home, all of a sudden people want to do all these charities, and then, they're engaged to do this stuff. But it takes a catastrophe or for people to do that. And that's what makes me sad, because why does it take a tragedy for us to engage in humanity?
Well, I throw one out here. Why does it take that sometimes for us to bring out the best in ourselves? I mean, I'll ask the
I
question,
agree.
right? When was the last time we went out here and spoke to a stranger or gave attention to a stranger, right? And that may have been something that that person needed. Somebody just to say hi to them,
Yeah.
right? Look, last time we did that. So, I mean,
Well, I do it on a daily basis, my friend.
right. I'm saying
I talk to
collectively,
the homeless people in New Bedford. Wherever I go, I always make eye contact and have a conversation.
that's
Whether it's a
incredibly.
homeless person that's standing on the street every single day. I offered a guy yesterday. I've seen him there every day for the last 2 weeks, and he's aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Bud, if you need money and you're homeless, my brother's job is hiring. I can get you a job.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to, it's that old saying of, you can give somebody fish and they'll eat for a day, but you teach them how to fish and they'll live forever.
Right. Even though some people just need the cash right away because it could difference, right? Until they figure out they need to go fish, right? Sometimes people just need to just give what they
But
can.
that same guy, I told him, meet me across the street at McDonald's
Hmm.
and let me buy you a meal.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you know what? I said, I will drive across the street. It was
Mhm.
literally like 2 seconds. Charlie will know what I'm talking about on Kings
Mm-hmm.
Highway.
Yep.
From Stop and Shop to you drive straight across the street.
Right.
But he never met me over there.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Sometimes you don't know what it is they need because it's hard. It's easy to sit back and like, well, this person is this and that, and sometimes we just do it because you never know what it is they need.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be
The
they need it for sometimes the reasons we that are unknown, right? So we just
Yeah.
don't know. So
And on that unknown, I just want to make mention. First of all, Bella Montero, thanks for joining us. Really
thank you,
Charlie
Bella.
podcast guest. Um, but Heather, the person you're talking about is most likely someone that I know, and I know him truly.
I'm
That
sure you do.
yeah, and he was actually on this podcast. She was on the Really Charlie podcast. And but yeah, you never know. You never know what someone goes through,
Yeah,
and here he is on a daily basis. That's his spot, and so but yeah, there's a lot of things, physical, mentally, that are going on with
Yeah.
him, and I think that his routine is just exactly what he's doing, and he won't stray from that. You know.
my
Yeah.
thoughts and prayers to that man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but God bless you and thank you for doing that.
I
Because
tried, but
yeah,
he didn't meet me over there. So
yeah, it's true.
You know,
Um,
but I've offered it to other people who have been on that same strip, and they've met me over there, and I bought them lunch or breakfast, and they've engaged it, and so
no, that's cool.
I I'm okay with feeding people food and water and hydrating them, but if so, I can only do so much.
Yeah, yeah, and
If you're truly hungry, you're gonna eat, right? I'm calling you to the table to eat. If
it's
you
good.
don't and you're collecting money for alcohol or drugs, I'm not gonna feed that.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you know your limit. Can't do it all the time, and I'm
Right.
glad that you're able to draw a
And
line in the sand.
right. And then sometimes we just do it because it's in our heart and we don't care or worry about the outcome.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah.
That's the level of detachment that
Yeah.
truly, truly helps. So, but thank you for doing it, Heather. Mr. Charlie,
Sure.
I guess you get to wrap it up with your. You got a poem this week, man?
Let's see. Make love until you see the sunlight. That's my quote today.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah. Uh, but no, I do have some poetry and but nothing new. So but maybe next week I'll have something brand new for you guys.
Oh yeah, let's end it that way, man.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
but
like the make love till you see sunlight.
I
yeah,
like that.
that's
I like
that's
that.
right.
So you
But
see, it's
how
sort of like,
many of us can truly do that when we have to get up for
Listen,
work
no,
at five
I didn't.
o'clock?
You can do it, and maybe it isn't time for a nap too. But you just stop when the sunlight comes in. So
maybe the
um,
fireworks bring the sunlight.
that's right. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
You crack
Title of
me
my
up.
book. Title of my one of my books was Shades Down, Face to Face, and it's and that was a dare. That was actually a truth and dare, and someone told me to write it, and I did. But anyway, that's all positive, and this podcast is positive. Thank you, everybody on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. My two friends right here. Coach, I appreciate you. Heather, nice to hear from you after a slight vacation from the Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself podcast. But Heather, I left you my number, so if you ever need me, I'm just a stone throw away from you. Give me a call, and no matter what, I can just say
You
yes
got
or
it.
no, but I'll always be there for you,
Oh no.
and I appreciate
I
it.
will I will definitely reach out to you, my friend. You're a
All right,
beautiful person.
thank
Marvin,
you.
you're a beautiful person. I'm so happy for everything that's transformed in your life
Thanks.
Yes,
I appreciate
over
that.
the
yes,
last few months.
It truly
hmm
And
is wonderful.
and
that's
God
it.
bless you both. You're both good men. You're genuine, you're heartfelt, you're just good people.
Thank you, Heather.
And right
Appreciate it.
back at you too.
Right back at you. And glad you're seeing daylight and each day a little bit closer.
Yeah.
One foot in front of the other, my friend.
Hmm.
That's right. That's right.
All right, everyone. We will see you again next Wednesday,
All
same
right.
time, and
Much love to everybody.
yes, God bless. All right.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself, a podcast where we explore the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. Join Charlie Perry and Marvin Speller when life's unexpected twists and turns come our way. It's easy to lose ourselves in the process, but what if losing ourselves is exactly what we need to find our true selves? Join us as we dive into the depths of human experience, sharing stories, insights, and conversations that will challenge, inspire, and maybe even help you find your way again. Sometimes you have to lose yourself. Let's get started.